Granny Rhoda and the girls got into the car. Hampstead followed, and they all rolled down their windows and waved goodbye to Mustard Seed. Mr. Candace pulled away from the curb to a symphony of backfires and rattles, and pointed the car in the direction of Ferryport Landing. Sabrina watched out the window as the city rolled by. She spotted her father's favorite movie theater and the place her mother loved to buy second-hand books. Someday she'd come back home. She'd come back here, but there was no hurry. She had a new place to call home. Suddenly, there was a rapping sound on the roof of the car. Sabrina craned her neck but couldn't see anything. Another pounding occurred and a fiery blast raced past the car. The fire streaked high into the air and then came down in front of the automobile. Candace slammed on the brakes. Sabrina watched it all, slowly realizing that the blast was attached to a person, a woman in fact, who came down from the sky wearing what appeared to be a rocket pack strapped on her back. "Bess!" Mr. Hampstead cried. "Honey!" Mr. Hampstead looked bewildered. He leaped out of the car and everyone followed. "Don't go, Bess! Don't go, Annie!" Bess cried. "Bess, what are you doing here? I came to stop you. I love you. I don't care about your secret. It doesn't matter to me that you're a pig," the woman cried, rushing to Mr. Hampstead and taking his hand. "Bess, I don't know what to say," the man said, fumbling for words. "Say you love me too." "I do love you," Mr. Hampstead said, "but we're too different. It would never work." "Not so fast," Bess said. She took a step back, and suddenly her body went through an amazing transformation. It was an incredible sight, not like the one that Hampstead went through each time he became a pig. Only Bess became something quite different. She was a cow. "So you're one of the 3 little pigs, huh?" Bess said. "Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the cow that jumped over the moon." Daphne's hand quickly went into her mouth, and as Bess lifted off the ground, Hampstead grinned from ear to ear and clapped wildly. "I love you, baby," he cried. Bess drifted down to the pavement and morphed back into her human form. She rushed to Hampstead's side. "Stay with me," she begged. Hampstead turned to Granny Rhoda with hopeful eyes. "I'll miss you, Rhoda," he said, hugging the old woman. "But I love her. I can't leave." "I couldn't be happier for you," Granny said. "Ferryport Landing won't be the same without you, Ernest." "So where are you crazy kids going on your honeymoon?" Daphne said, wrapping her arms around Hampstead's generous middle. Everyone laughed. "I'm thinking Hawaii," Bess said, causing Hampstead's face to spontaneously morph into his pig form. "Or Paris," he oinked, then pulled himself together. "There's a lot to see, and I've got a bit of cabin fever, if you know what I mean." He turned to Mr. Candace. "Take care of yourself, Wolf." Candace nodded and shook Hampstead's hand. "It has been an honor, pig." As the group celebrated, Hampstead pulled Sabrina and Daphne aside. "Girls, I feel that things are not going well with our old friend Candace." Sabrina nodded. I thought I was the only one who noticed." "Your grandmother has always had a lot of faith in his ability to keep the wolf at bay, but I don't believe that is always going to be the case," he said as he removed a chain from around his neck. There was a small silver key attached to it. He slipped it over Daphne's head and urged her to hide it under her shirt. "What's this?" the little girl asked. "It's your plan B. It opens a safety deposit box. You'll find a weapon inside. Something so powerful it can stop even the wolf. Mr. Borman, Mr. Swinehawk can help you use it if things get bad. Don't let it fall into the wrong hands, and don't tell anyone you have it. It would be devastating." "I'll give this to Granny," Daphne said, patting the key. "No," Hampstead whispered. "Don't tell her anything. But just trust me." Sabrina, Daphne, Granny Rhoda, and Mr. Candace said their goodbye to Mr. Hampstead and Bess. They got into the car and gave a farewell honk and then drove away. Sabrina settled into her seat and realized she was feeling depressed. When they heard that thump on the roof of the car, she thought for a moment at what is Puck. Daphne looked at her sister and seemed to read her mind. You know, I really can't believe Puck. What a jerkazoid, she said. So what if he's a king? He's going to be lousy at it. He should have come back to Fairyport Landing. What do I care? Sabrina said, trying to hide her feelings. I say good riddance. Daphne turned and gazed out the back window, then let out a startling laugh. She nudged Sabrina to take a look at as well. Sabrina turned in her seat and was shocked by what she saw. Following, not far behind them, was the 6-story mechanical Wicked Witch of the West. Perched on top of its head was Puck. He had pink insect wings coming out of his back, and he held the little silver remote in his hands. What's that stuff he spray painted on the robot? Daphne said. Sabrina smiled. It says, Fairyport Landing or bust. Is he following us home? Daphne cried. Granny turned in her seat and smiled. I believe he is, Liebling. And he's bringing his toy with him, Mr. Cairns grumbled. I think we're going to need an awful lot of forgetful dust, Sabrina said. To be continued in the Sisters Grimm, Book 5, Magic and Other Misdemeanors. The End.